I'm in the bad camp, okay? I think this is not good. Not good at all. In almost every core aspect of the game, there's something really shitty here. From technical performance to this weird-ass level design to one of the worst cameras I've had to contend with in years to just how lifeless this whole thing feels. But having said all of that, Sonic Frontiers is actually a pretty big achievement for Sonic Team because what they've done here is arrive at a formula for what could one day be a good Sonic game. It's a bit of an understatement to...
Okay, you know what? Before he brings in all the old shit. No, I'm not finna sit here and try to defend Sonic, Frontiers. Some people like it, other people don't. I personally have some gripes with it. It's more nitpicks than anything. No, I haven't played the game. Alright, just watching the game and watching the performance. I've seen the pop in, I've seen the, the animations. Alright. They updated the animations, but there's still complaints about pop in depending on what system the person's playing on. Or at least from what I've been hearing from some reviewers. Cool, right? But what struck me was, well, first of all, when somebody in the comment section, I forgot what comment section it was, he was talking about they should just give science to Nintendo and it'll be a perfect game. Bullshit. Nintendo don't know what the fuck to do with Sonic. Hell, after seeing what they did to Sonic in Smash Brothers, I know they would not know what the fuck to do with an actual Sonic game. That shit is just not happening. Period. Alright. And for the record, Sonic Team now is not the Sonic Team of old. Different developers, all that shit. Beside the point. When people are talking about this and they're saying, well, this is the first Sonic game to graphically look better than Unleashed. If you're talking about environments, yes. The environments look better. Character models, hell no. Sonic still, hell, I think this model looks worse than the OG Unleashed model. Like I've been saying, put a fur texture on Sonic already. Fucking do that shit. Like, we got proof right here of concept. This is small because of this is on a forum that they scraped up an old, like, look. Excuse me, they scraped up an old proof of concept. But this was originally supposed to be the model for Sonic 06. So they were planning on doing fur textures with proper lighting and everything back in Sonic 06. And then they scrapped it. Why the hell are we still getting the plastic looking Sonic? I don't understand that shit. Okay. And keep in mind, I'm not saying the gameplay is bad. I watched this video right here where, they're showcasing Sonic, chain combos together, which looks really cool. Gameplay looks sick as fuck. I'm not saying this is another 06. I'm not saying that shit. But there's still some parts the deeper I look into this that could have been done better. All right, you have the momentum. First of all, like the people are fucking on copium. Oh, Sonic doesn't need momentum to control it better, even though that was the whole basis of Sonic gameplay since the classic 2D. The fact that fans, could come up with better momentum physics in a 3D space still baffles me, right? Or replicate the adventure momentum physics. So you're telling me you couldn't take this engine, or not this engine, but you couldn't replicate this and bring it into your open world. This right here, this is just a tech demo from Sonic Project Hero. All right. This was the first to do the drop dash in 3D space. You like, I see it because Sonic Infinity was the first to do the open world, which is a fan engine. People who used that were the first to do open world Sonic levels. And then the drop dash in 3D space was first done on Sonic Project Hero. So obviously they're taking cues, but you're telling me that, like, look at this shit. Like how he interacts with the environment and shit. Imagine an open world playground for Sonic to just run around in. Like, that's essentially what they were trying to go for with this. Excuse me, let's find this. Before, aside from the cyberspace shit, the cyberspace is just regular Sonic levels. I don't care. Like, look at this. It's supposed to be an open world, playground for Sonic. but yet, you know, we're still. Oh my gosh! All right, look, I don't hate the game, all right, but another thing I was trying to mention, because this just watching it just brought it to my fucking attention. Momentum is also necessary for Sonic's max speed. Okay, instead of being able to build your max speed and move at your own pace, whatever pace it is that you want to move at because of momentum physics, and a good fucking camera, because people were complaining about the camera in Sonic Frontiers, you are stuck at the stagnant boost speed. When you boost, that's the fastest you go. That's another issue. Okay. I'm trying to get more gameplay footage of this, without black screen. Like, I like the combat. I hate the Sonic model. Sonic should look way better now, especially on fucking PS5. Okay. They should have been took this shit and updated the motherfucker. Like, dead ass. And seeing, Sonic in 3D with momentum physics in fan games makes me wonder why Sega themselves, the creator of said momentum physics that the fans are trying to replicate, didn't put it in the new fucking game. All right. Like, take Project Hero and add fucking, Frontiers combat to it, and you will have a whole new unique Sonic experience. Now, I can't say anything about the cyberspace levels. It just looks like regular boost formula gameplay with some jank. And I can't tell you about the story, but according to people, the story is some of the best we had since Unleashed. So who knows, I always want a serious Sonic story. I've seen the callbacks to the old games, which still kind of weirds me out because this is a whole new voice actor with a whole new tone that they brought with this voice actor. So, like, the same voice actor that started in Colors, he did Sonic Boom, he did all this stuff, which for me personally was like a dark age of Sonic for me personally, because I hated Boom, I hated Colors. Sonic Lost World was, man, Generations was great. And then you had Sonic, Forces, and I was just like, what the fuck is this bullshit? So for me, me hating most of the 3D Sonic games that came out recently says a lot. Especially when people claim that, Shadow the Hedgehog and Heroes in 06 was the Dark Ages. 06 was just unfinished. Shadow the Hedgehog wasn't that big of a deal for me, and I loved Heroes. And then I played Unleashed and loved the fuck out of Unleashed. I had a better, better experience with the older 3D titles than the newer 3D titles. So, yeah, but we're talking about Dark Ages. So to have this Sonic that I mentally associate with a decline of Sonic the Hedgehog, to reference, the times when Ryan Drummond was the Sonic voice, it kind of throws me for a loop. That's the fanboy in me, the nerd in me talking, but you get what I'm saying, or hopefully you do. Yeah, like Sonic coming to a complete stop on a dime after running at max speed is, man. And then, like I said, the environments, the floating rails, all of this, it looks like a lot of assets has been, slapped in an open 3D space. Like I said, a tech demo. Or like a tech demo. Now, is it horrible? No, it works. The collision detection is really great. Okay, but in older Sonic games, assets look like part of the level. Once again, these are small nitpicks, small gripes. Okay. It's just my issue having this perfect idea for a Sonic game, or what I envision or think a perfect Sonic game would look like. Not being able to control yourself because the momentum physics wouldn't be an issue in a 3D open world space. It wouldn't be a problem. You have nothing to really collide into aside from other terrain. Unless they decide to, put random obstacles in there. But the fact that people are saying that this is the first 3D Sonic game to come out that actually looks as good or better than Unleashed. Let's wait, fucking pop in. The pop, oh my gosh, the pop in. But back to what I was getting at. If this is the best 3D Sonic game, or the best looking 3D Sonic game that we had since Unleashed, and it's the only one that does better when we could have gave Sonic a fur texture and, you know, made his quills look better. The animations could have been smoother, you know, and we could have added momentum based physics and created an environment around that for these open world maps. That's not great. I'm just going to say that. Other than that, you know, this is my nitpick of Sonic, you know, Frontiers. Not saying it's a garbage game. I didn't say it was shit. When I get the chance to play it, I'll determine if it's shit or not. But hey, you know, it is what it is. You know, people, I don't agree with people anyway. Like hell, I thought Sonic Colors was garbage. Peace.